Hey, what's up? Hello. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello. Ain't so pretty as soon as you came in the door.
I know I've been gone for quite a while because I'm always make promises to upload a new video once or twice a month, and I have some really cool ideas, and I'm like, yeah, must get down to it. Must find a day where I can sit down in a good location and film a new video. And it never happens. But anyway, here I am wearing my most brightly colored top, here to talk all about Pride. So just over a month ago at the end of June, I went to my first ever Pride event, and every single person I spoke to gave me a different account of what goes on there and, you know, what to prepare myself for. And I was kind of nervous, but also really excited. So I went to Pride with a bunch of really cool people, all really different personalities, and some people I'd never met before. But it was really cool to have some new faces and meet some new people, kind of integrate myself a little bit more with the group. And when I got there, I wasn't really too sure what to think. Obviously, everybody kind of thinks that Pride's all about, you know, gay people walking down the street in little to no clothing and, you know, very pink and flamboyant and sparkly. And, you know, you're totally right, because I did see a lot of that. And there were a lot of sights that I didn't necessarily want to see. Like a lot of old guys wearing leather. Anyway, so yeah, obviously you had the very stereotypical, extraordinary, bright, really colorful, outrageous. Yes, 100%. But on the other hand, you also have people who just wear jeans and a t-shirt and just kind of go there to have a really good day with their friends, or, you know, to meet new people, make new friends, and, you know, hang out in a really cool environment with loads of really cool people. Some people aren't even part of the LGBT community, but just want to go there to show their support, and I did see a lot of those as well. And obviously I'm really grateful for those kind of people because they want to show support for their friends and families, and want to try and promote it as like a normal thing, because, you know, although being gay isn't seen as the normal thing these days, people have become a lot more accepting of it, and there's slightly less of a kind of stigma attached to it, so we don't kind of have to be as afraid anymore. Though having said that, after what happened in Orlando, obviously that was a devastating thing to happen, and, you know, it instilled so much fear into people because they didn't feel like they could be themselves or express themselves, and it was really horrible to see how people were affected by it, because those people in the club that night just went to dance, have a good time, be with their friends and the ones they love. And, you know, what happened, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the fact that the guy was potentially gay himself, none of that matters. The fact is that in his mind, and in the mind of a relatively large amount of people still these days, being gay isn't okay or isn't accepted. And I just think it's so wrong for someone to be hated for, you know, loving someone of the same gender. Nobody should ever be, you know, discriminated against or unfairly treated because of the person they love or because they love someone of the same sex as them. I just think it's so wrong, and it really makes me mad that there are still people so ignorant and just plain rude, quite frankly, that they can't accept a person or a group of people for what they are and who they love. But anyway, what I really loved seeing was everyone just having a really good time, dancing and having fun, listening to music, just walking down the street in, like, you know, these outrageous outfits, and, you know, they didn't care. They didn't have a care in the world. It was so great because there was such a great sense of community, and everybody I met was really friendly. They all smiled, and it was, you know, I'll admit that in the past I looked at the whole Pride event as some kind of, like, not necessarily rubbing in people's faces, but kind of something that I didn't want to be a part of, because I was like, I'm not someone that would want to make a big thing out of being, you know, gay or bi or whatever. And I think, to be honest, that was my own kind of like internalization of fear of coming out or something, kind of accepting it myself. But obviously, having now attended a Pride event, I can totally see the other half of the story. You want to be able to walk down the street holding the person you love's hand, or, you know, kissing them in public and not having to fear being beaten up or verbally abused by ignorant or narrow-minded people. And I think what was really great was that everybody that was there didn't bat an eyelid at any of that happening around them, and it was so great because there was so much love around. And obviously, after a lot of things that have happened this year so far, the world really needs a lot more love. I think it's really important to promote that and show your support for friends and family, and even just people you work with, people you know, anybody that is or could have been going through a struggle. I think it's just important to really let them know that you're there for them, and that their sexuality or whatever isn't going to change the way that you treat them or think about them. One thing that was really cool in particular was the parade. Obviously, I didn't know what the parade really was or anything, and it's basically groups and communities and, you know, different occupations that walk down the middle of the street, and there's signs and banners and, you know, colourful vehicles all decorated with balloons and glitter and confetti and everything. just showing their support for the community, and police officers and paramedics and supermarket chains and, you know, just companies that you'd never really think of. Google and Starbucks, Nando's. I just think it was so great to see everybody so welcoming and accepting. It was just a really nice feeling. And then obviously, like I said, you got the more niche groups, like the granddads wearing bondage gear and stuff like that. And then the main float of the parade, that I know of anyway, was Ab Fab, or Absolutely Fabulous if you never watched it. I guess it's a sitcom? It was really cool. Basically, an entire float filled with drag queens in makeup, high heels, stockings, you name it. It was hilarious, I will admit, but it was great. And then Joanna Lumley and Jennifer Saunders were there as well, on the float with them. We didn't even notice they were there. And then we went to get Mexican food, which is one of my favorites. I'm really glad I went. And obviously London is one of, if not the biggest pride event in the country. But other towns and cities obviously had their day or their weekend to share their love and support for the community, and I just think it's really cool. Brighton had theirs just this past weekend, along with Belfast, and before that was Newcastle and Liverpool, and even places like Bristol and Norwich had their own kind of celebration for it. Everyone gets involved, and it's really cool just to see how supportive and welcoming everybody is of the community, and people who are either lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, the whole kind of spectrum, I guess you could call it. It was just a really cool thing to be a part of, so I wanted to make a video kind of just talking a little bit about it and my kind of experience with the whole event. So if you ever have the chance of being involved with such a thing, then 100% make sure you take it, because it was just such a cool day and I met loads of really cool people, and you know, I can't wait till next year. That's it from me today, but if you liked the video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Tumblr, anything else that you can find me on. That sounds a bit weird. But anyway, until next time, bye!